A narrow fellow in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him.
Did you not? His notice instant is. The grass divides as with a comb. A spotted shaft is seen. And then it closes at your feet and opens further on. He likes a boggy acre, a floor too cool for corn. But when a boy and barefoot, I more than once at noon have passed, I thought, a whiplash unbraiding in the sun. When stooping to secure it, it wrinkled and was gone. Several of nature's people I know, and they know me. I feel for them a transport of cordiality, but never met this fellow, attended or alone, without a tighter breathing and zero at the bone.
The grass divides as with a comb.
Never met this fellow attended or alone, without a tighter breathing and zero at the bone, and zero at the bone,
and zero at the bone.
Several of nature's people I know, and they know me. I feel for them a transport of cordiality, but never met this fellow attended or alone, without a tighter breathing and zero at the bone, and zero at the bone,
and zero at the bone. Without a tighter breathing and zero at the bone. A narrow fellow in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not?
Oh. Wow.
That was amazing.
Exquisite.
Oh my God.
And that
was a great idea,
right?
Songs. This was
an
unusual and amazing song. I know Anna is going to join us shortly.
Shortly, yeah, and hopefully so will Ken. And that's an Emily Dickinson poem. Is that right? Is that?
Yes, I believe that's right.
Yeah.
Anna will tell us more about that.
I love that. Anna. Oh.
Hello, thank you so much.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Amazing piece. It just, I felt really teary. I have to say, I felt really teary. I think it was the combination of the old world sensibility of the clarinets playing that tune and Ken singing, which I haven't really heard. And it just, I don't know how you got there. I know when we were first talking, we were like, you know, I know you're really busy, but can you jump in and do this? And what a magical result. Tell us about how you got there.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much. And so great to be a part of this. And to work with Ken is a real dream. He was really an inspiration for the piece and an amazing collaborator, because the piece really just started with that tune. And it's basically a loop where we hear this same melody over and over again. And once we started with just the multi-tracked clarinets and the solo clarinet, and then Ken said, well, I could sing the melody, or I could whistle the melody. So gradually what was a 3-minute piece became a 6-minute piece. But he's great because he recorded 6 tracks of clarinets that were sort of a waltzy accompaniment and then some snaky counterpoint. And the text was a poem by Emily Dickinson where she talks about a snake, and we thought that the melody is very snake-like, so that's why we used the text.
Ken.
Ken.
You totally rocked that.
It was great.
Amazing. We were just asking Anna about just the process of building the piece, but I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot because I felt really teary during that piece. It was just so moving, and I hadn't heard you sing quite like that before.
You're holding back on us after we've known you 20 years, Ken, and I think you've got a few secrets up your sleeve. I see a couple of aces or something.
How'd it feel? Oh, we can't hear you.
I think we still can't hear you. Maybe if you sing it, we can hear you.
I think so. I think that's the amazing. Oh, I think you can hear me now.
Yeah.
So, it's the marathon of song. So it seemed like it made sense. I was a little, it's not something I do very much of, so I was a little bit nervous about it. But I also kind of was like, hey, the thing is that Anna wrote this incredible melody that I was kind of singing anyway, like all day long, basically. As soon as she sent it to me, I played it through a few times, and I did all the recordings of the backing tracks, and we did things back and forth. And I was singing I was just singing this normally, and I was like, well, I could just sing it. What do you what do you think? Anna, do you hate this? And she said, no, I don't hate it. So we kind of went from there and just added some things. So I thought it was just amazing that she just I think melodies like that are not that easy to come by necessarily. And Anna just somehow, in the very limited time that existed, managed to just come up with this really beautiful thing that was eminently singable and eminently happened to be in my range and kind of worked out. And yeah, kind of amazing.
Yeah,
Also, the repetition of it is just so powerful. It has a kind of cumulative thing that you just hear it over and over again. I think that's probably why you were continuing to sing it, is because it has this little kind of earworm quality, and hearing it over and over again, I'm still hearing it, so I'm ready to sing it myself now. So don't ask me to, but it really has this incredible power.
It does. And we talked about the length of the piece a little bit. And I think that's another thing that Anna, you really got right, which is that, you said exactly, like, you can do something like this for a certain amount of time. If the piece gets too much longer, then you've got to start thinking about something else, or doing some other thing, or developing, or doing some other thing. But if it's about this length and this kind of size, then you can really make it very thematically kind of tight and coherent. And I think that is exactly right. And the poem, is kind of incredible. And I know it's technically, I guess it's technically about a snake, right? Is that kind of what you were talking about? But I think a lot of people I just kind of looked around at how people think about this poem and how people interpret Zero at the Bone. And it's not always, people are not always thinking of it that directly, like, oh yeah, it's about a snake. Like, it's also like, especially the way that she uses the language and the way that she's kind of vague about how she talks about a lot of things. I think it's kind of meant to be this like general feeling of like angst and ennui and maybe despair or like concern, or, all these sorts of things, which, kind of hit right at the moment as well. So I think that was also well chosen.
Well, I think with Emily Dickinson, it's never just about a snake, it's always about, but just also a beautiful line for these times right now, Zero to the Bone. It just makes you feel like we're just down to the bare elements, it was really timely.
Yeah. Emily Dickinson I always think of her as forecasting 20th century anxiety in the, All Alone in Her Room in the 19th century, and all those poems that reference nature and animals. But, her house is not far from Mass Mocha, and have you been there, Anna? I'm just curious.
I haven't, and I'm sort of obsessed with her poetry at the moment, so I'm really looking forward to going. Have you been?
Field trip.
Oh, yeah.
Field trip. You got to do it.
Oh, you got to do it. Yeah, and anyone who's coming up for Loud Weekend on July 30th and 31st can hop over to Amherst, because it's right close by, and take a tour of Emily Dickinson's house. It's pretty amazing, and you can. It's well known that the last, 20 years of her life, she didn't leave her room, but it's pretty incredible to kind of be able to see that. And
can we do this piece at her house?
That would be great.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be amazing. Why don't we find out about that? That would make the field trip really special, right?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be cool. Anna, you're working on some more stuff with Emily's poetry, I think, right?
I am. Yeah, several things. I just finished a film short for LA Opera. David, I know you've done one too, and they've invited a lot of composers to collaborate with filmmakers. So I did one taking some of her envelope poems, because she would write not only in her notebooks, but also on little scraps of paper. And they're quite beautiful, these little sort of fragments of poetry. So myself and Kim Brandstrup, who's a choreographer and filmmaker in London, worked together to sort of take these little fragments and piece them together. So a little different to this, but it's really great to get to know her world. So
yeah, it's so beautiful. That piece was so great, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you so much, Ken.
Alvin Lucier.
Yes.
Thank you, Alvin Lucier.
Yeah.
I just want to say how amazing it is that a great American composer would think I would like to help commission younger composers to do stuff and make more music. And there are a lot of great composers out there who can commission a lot of younger composers. So it's a really great habit to get into. So thank you so much.
Bye, Anna and Ken.